Hello everybody, this is Kevin. I'm going to go over the main ideas in reading. Remember, this course is more about writing. However, if you can read well, you can translate that over into writing well. Reading and writing are kind of mirrors of each other. So let's go to the next slide. So what is the main idea? In the book, the book refers to the point. What is the point of the paragraph? What is the author's reason for writing this? What is the point? They'll also call that the main idea. Later on, we're going to learn that I like to use topic sentence instead of main idea. The point is the topic sentence, and we'll learn that a little bit later. But if I do slip and say topic sentence, you know that I mean main idea. Just two ways of saying the same thing. Again, main idea, good for comprehension. And again, if you can find the point or the main idea or the topic sentence in what you're writing or what you're reading, then you can turn around and use that when you're writing. Because if you can locate it, you can write it. Take a look at the cartoon here. I've got problems. I lost my job. My wife left me. My friends don't return my phone calls. Even my dog won't go for a walk with me. What's the point here? What is the main purpose? What is the idea the main idea that the writer is trying to get across in this cartoon? Take a second and choose one of these sentences. And what would we say the speaker's point is? Is the man on the couch has problems right here, and then he lists those problems. So again, here's the main idea. I've got problems. The man on the couch has problems. Excuse me. And then he gives his support. Job, his wife, his friends don't call, and his dog doesn't like him. So his point, I've got problems, and then he gives support. Well, what are those problems? Job, wife, friends, dog. I've kind of done this already. I walked you through it. Ask, what is the main idea? What is the point? What is the author trying to make? What's the point? So take a few minutes, pause this, read this, and then you're going to ask yourself, what is the author's point here? So what did you think the author's point was? Okay, so now they're going to work backwards here. They're going to look for general statements to find the topic sentence or the point. So I think they're going to go over the umbrella here in a second, but usually the topic sentence or the main idea is general, and then the more specific sentences give you support for that. Okay, so let's take a look here. We are going to look at A, B, C, and D. Below are 4 statements from the passage. Pick out the general statement. Many people feel that violence on television is harmless entertainment. However, we now know that television violence does affect people in negative ways. Is that negative ways is very general. Okay, one study showed that frequent TV watchers are more fearful and suspicious of others, or D. They try to protect themselves from the outside world with extra locks on the doors, alarm systems, guard dogs, and guns. Again, which one of these would be the more general? And then this would help us lead us to our main idea or our topic sentence. So many people feel that violence on television is harmless entertainment. Does the rest of the paragraph go on to tell us why? It doesn't, so therefore we know this can't be the main idea or the topic sentence. Let's go to the next one. Excuse me. Okay, C. One study showed that frequent TV watchers are more fearful and suspicious. First of all, one study showed, this is very specific, this is a fact, this is support. This isn't general enough to be the topic sentence or the main idea. So it cannot be C or this sentence in red. All right, and then D, let's take a look at D, which is this sentence. They try to protect themselves from outside world. Okay, this is very specific. It's not general enough. We need something that's general enough that the rest of this will support it. That sentence, the topic sentence, which is, again, the main idea. I sound like a broken record. I apologize. So let's take a look here at B. However, we now know that TV violence does affect people in negative ways. I think that's general. And then if we look here, excuse me, first of all, the topic here would be TV violence. What's our controlling idea, or what's the main point we're trying to make? That TV violence, what are we learning about TV violence? It affects people in negative ways. So here we have the topic, the controlling idea, which together would be the main idea. Negative ways. Does the paragraph go on to tell us what those negative ways are? It does. Therefore, we know that we've located the topic sentence, the main idea, the point that the author is trying to make. And again, you're reading these, so what you would do is take this and model this when you're writing and say, I remember reading this, and this is how they set it up. They used negative ways, and then they gave support. Let's continue. So the main idea, or the topic sentence, is the umbrella. It's the general idea. Here, the TV violence affects people in negative ways, and underneath that umbrella will come the support that was given. So if you pick a sentence to be the topic sentence, the main idea, if the rest of it supports or holds up this umbrella, you know you found the correct answer. Okay. And these are supporting details. These are supporting the topic sentence, the main idea. And what are supporting details? It's the evidence, the example, the reasons, the facts that you give. Alrighty. Recognizing a main idea. Let's keep going. Think as you read, of course. So here are 3 strategies or 3 ways that can help you find the main idea. You're going to go from general versus specific. We just did that. Use the topic to lead you to the main idea. We kind of did that when we looked at TV violence, which we'll look at in a second. And then use keywords to lead you back. So let's go through these one at a time, and then we're going to use the same story we did, but they're going to give you some examples here first. So in the list of words below, which item is the general idea? So dishonesty, greed, bad qualities, or selfishness. Which one would be the general, and then the other 3 would fit under it? Correct. Bad qualities is the umbrella, and what's holding up the bad qualities? Dishonesty, greed, and selfishness. They're all specific types of bad qualities. So we went from general and we went to specific. Now here's our TV violence again. So here we wanted to go from general to specific. So very general, negative ways, very general, and then specific, they're going to give us those negative ways. Okay, then we're going to use the topic to lead to the main idea. Okay, and they're just giving you an example before we jump back into the actual TV violence example again. So textbook's author used the title of each chapter to state the overall topic of that chapter. Supporting details and reading. What would the topic of this be? Of course, just a little example. Okay, good. So next we're going to ask who or what the selection is about. We're going to ask about what the topic. So look again at the beginning of the paragraph you saw earlier. Many people feel that violence on television. However, we know TV violence, so we're talking violence on television, TV violence. They've used this phrase or these words twice already in 2 sentences. So do you think we could guess that maybe we're looking at TV violence. What is the paragraph about? TV violence. So in fact, every sentence in the paragraph is about TV violence. Let's see how many times they actually used the word. They used it 5 times. So if you're ever reading something you're not sure what the topic is, see what words they're repeating, because that's probably going to be the topic of the article. And then after you find the topic, TV violence, well, what are they trying to make us learn about it? Again, how does it affect people in negative ways? This would be the topic sentence or the main idea. I kind of jumped ahead here. So here the sentence known as the main idea sentence or the topic sentence. Yes. And here we are. So remember, the topic sentence has 2 parts. The topic and then the controlling idea, or what we're going to learn about that topic. So TV violence is the topic. What are we going to learn about it? How does it affect people in negative ways? That's our controlling idea. So we call it a controlling idea because this author has to stay in control. So, for example, if they give us a positive about TV violence, which I'm not sure they could, are they in control? No, they're lying to us because they told us they were only going to talk about the negative ways. So again, TV violence topic. What are we going to learn about it? The controlling idea or the main idea. Negative ways, how it affects us. So I'm going to stop, I'm going to start a new video because I don't want them to be so long. So we'll pick up in the next video here. Thank you.